What is up, you guys? Matt from My Process, and guys, today I want to talk to you guys about something that literally just happened to me, like probably around 3 or 4 minutes ago, and I just want to document it as quick as I could because these are like my real emotions towards what just happened and stuff. But I'm like so excited to be able to share this with you guys. Basically, the topic of this is what genuineness and what realness can do for you, and what it just did for me about 5 minutes ago. As you guys probably know, I have a social media marketing business, and I help personal brands like musical artists and rappers and producers and athletes and authors and speakers help them grow their social media, get more sales, more exposure, more traffic. And the thing is like I've been trying to get clients lately, what I'm saying, and like I said, I've been having trouble trying to get clients as well. But like I actually made an Instagram post a couple of days ago about how I told myself that I'm going to be going really hard. That I have been going really hard this last week, these last 2 weeks, with direct messaging personal brands and rappers and producers and all these other people and stuff. It's really hustling to try and get some clients and whatnot for my social media marketing business. So I actually just hopped off a call with someone that I had direct messaged, and he's actually a rapper. And I want to tell you guys about that call, how I got the call, what happened in the call, and also and how it kind of applies to you guys, and how I kind of took lessons out of that, and stuff like that, and how this can really help you guys in your own life as well. So yeah, guys, and I'm just gonna read off like the DMs and stuff like that. So I DM'd him that I just want to help him out, add some value. He was like, I'm a little busy, and so basically he asked me about the opportunity that I was talking to him about, and then I told him about our social media marketing, what we can do for him and stuff. And he was like, okay, cool. What are some of the things that you've done for other people? How can you do that for me? He was just starting to ask me questions about our services and stuff, and I was telling him and whatnot. But I was really trying to get a phone call with him because I really feel like I can sell myself and my services the best through the phone, right? I feel like people can see my passion and stuff when I'm talking to them through a phone, or they can hear my voice and like how passionate I am about what I'm talking about, to try and help them out, So he was telling me about his current situation. This is all in the direct message on Instagram. He was telling me about his current situation, where he's at, and I was telling him that I can definitely help him out in that, with his current situation and stuff. And I was like, I'd love to talk with you about all your different questions and stuff, but if you want to talk about it, let's hop on like a quick 10 to 15 minute phone call. And I'm sure I can tell you, I can explain the full value of what we offer, of how we can add value to you, and also just address any questions or concerns that you have about about our services, about what we do, about us in general. So we scheduled a phone call, and we actually just hopped on the call about 30-45 minutes ago. And what I usually like to do in any of my calls, guys, like I don't like to start off with like business related stuff. Like when I hop on the phone call, like I want to actually learn more about them. Like I want to learn more about how they started in music, like what got them into music making, like where does that passion come from. And that's exactly what I did. Like I hopped on the phone call with him. I was like, hey, what's up, my man? He was like, hey, and then I asked him, I was like, dude, so where I see that you're so passionate in making your music and in your music as well, where does that passion stem from? Like where did all that passion in your music come from and stuff. And he was telling me about how he wrote this book. He wrote this book in like 7th grade, which was absolutely crazy. And he actually ended up not really publishing it because of some like contracting stuff that he didn't really like. But again, like he has been kind of doing storytelling and stuff like that, and doing stuff since he was in 7th grade. So kind of like me, like he's like a young hustler. So immediately, right, like I try to make that connection with him. I'm saying? I immediately try to learn more about him and see how I can and see who he kind of is, because I feel like if you don't know who you're talking to, if you don't know who that one potential client is, then you really can't make that connection with them, right? Like you can really, there's no way that you can actually help them out because you don't know what they're like, or who they are, or who they were, or the things that they had to get to where they are today. I'm saying like those things are kind of necessary to be able to sell someone on an idea or services, right? And also I just genuinely wanted to like learn more about him because I find that just insanely interesting. So the conversation keeps going, and he was like, I don't have like too much time and stuff like that. I think we had around like 20 minutes or so to talk. After he told me about his passion and where that kind of stemmed from and whatnot, I started asking him about stuff, how I can add value to him, what services that he like what is exactly he needs, with his Instagram, like what is he trying to do with his social media account and whatnot. And we just started talking about my services. We started talking about what he needs, and I started kind of aiding those things that he needed with my services and how I can add value to him. As I was selling my services and stuff like that, and as I was kind of telling him what's kind of wrong with his account and how we can kind of fix that and how we can help him grow. He was like, yeah, it's funny, like and this is what he said to me. He was like, I've been on calls with people all day, trying to sell me on like the social media management and stuff like that. I've been trying to pick the right person. He was like, I've been kind of hearing the exact same thing. And a lot of those guys that I've been calling, kind of said the same thing that you have been. So he was like, yeah, I guess I do need to work on that. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm not making myself like stand out at all. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him, I was like, is there anything that they didn't provide or that they didn't say they could do for you that we could potentially add value in? He was like, honestly, my man, like I don't really know exactly, but like even in this he said to me, he was like, even in the beginning of this conversation, like you even asking me, you even asking me about where I kind of came from and why I started doing music and stuff like that, like even that made you stand out among all the other people that called me, because all the other people that called me in the very beginning of the conversation, they're always like, hey, how are you today? And then he would say something, and then they would be like, oh, okay, well here are our packages with all of our different prices and all of our different, I'm saying, so it wasn't like real, right? It wasn't actually genuine. And he saw how much I actually cared about his account and his story and how he kind of got to where he is today. And he was like, that in and of itself is really, really cool, and I appreciate that. So he was like, yeah, you're doing pretty good. And I was like, awesome, yeah, I was like, oh, we're 5 minutes in, I'm already killing it. I'm saying, I just gotta make these next 15 minutes count. He was like, yeah, for sure, man. So again, like, we just started talking and about what we can do for him, how we can kind of add value. He was asking about some other success stories, other people that we've done social media marketing for, and we showed him some of our past clients, and he absolutely loved it. He was super into it and stuff, and I was obviously happy about that as well. And then we just started talking, and he started asking me some questions about how we would do this, about how we would post, about exactly how basically manage and get his Instagram account out there. And I was telling him everything that we can do, all the value that we can provide through telling his story, just creating a personal connection with his audience and stuff. And obviously that stuff was very, very important, and I think that stuff will really grow his account. But again, the guys, like throughout this entire, and this is like the main thing that I'm trying to get at, is like throughout this entire conversation, guys, like I was just being very real with him, and it's not like I was trying to be real. I was trying to be genuine. Like I was just being myself. Like I wasn't trying to be some salesman and stuff. Like he even said to me, he was like, bro, I've been in like sales my entire life. Like I was a car salesman before I did any of this. He was like, but I really do appreciate how genuine and how much you actually care about about what I do and stuff, and about actually wanting to help me out and not wanting to just make money and stuff. And he had asked me in the middle of the conversation, he was like, so how old are you anyway? And I was like, I'm actually 16 years old. And I DM'd him on my Our Process account, so he kind of knew already what age I was. I told him I was 16 years old and my business partner is 17 and stuff. He was like, that's awesome. So he didn't even care about my age at all. In fact, like it actually helped me in the long run. It actually helped me in the conversation, because he knew that I wasn't some 30, 40-year-old salesman that's trying to make some money. And it was funny because I immediately had that connection with him, because I had mentioned before, like he was kind of like a teenage hustler or whatever as well. Like when he was in 7th grade, like he wrote that book and stuff. So like I immediately already had that connection with him, going into this conversation, which automatically helps. And I think that's why getting to know the person before you start talking about your services and about your business and stuff like that. Like in the beginning of the call, like always talk about the other person, like ask them more about themselves, like and show how much you really care about them and not so much about selling them. And I had told him, because like I was really trying to just make myself like stand out among all the other people that he was talking to, among all the other people that could potentially do social media marketing for him, because that's what he had mentioned and that's what he had told me, so but I had said to him, I was like, my man, like me being my age and stuff, me being 16 years old, like I just really don't care about the money at all. Like I seriously simply just care about adding as much value to you and your music and your brand as much as I can, because I represent it. I love your music, and I love the message and the story that you have in your music, and I feel like it needs to be shared with the world, you know. And I told him that, and I also was like, you know, I just don't care about the money. I care more about the experience and being able to help you and be able to learn from you and learn from the experiences and get the lessons from the experiences that I know will last me for the rest of my life, you know. And I told him that. I told him that, and that was genuine. Like, that was my real my real self, like, coming through and telling him, like, I don't care about the money. I care about helping you. You could just tell, like, the tone in his voice, like, just completely changed. Like, his whole attitude to how he to how this entire you know, call was going kind of changed a little bit, and like, he was just like really humbled now. Like, he just felt like he was, and he told me, he was like, man, hearing that type of mindset and hearing that you don't care about the money, that you simply just care about helping me out and my music and stuff, like, that's so refreshing. And I really do appreciate that a ton. And I was like, and that's awesome. You guys are probably thinking like, oh, it probably wasn't good to say that, oh, you don't care about the money because then he'll pay less or whatever. But like, honestly, guys, I don't care about the money. So even if he did pay me less, like, I wouldn't care, because I know that this is a client, this is a person that I'll be helping out, the person that I'll be able to impact and learn from, and like I said, like, get lessons from him and experiences from this whole experience that will last with me for the rest of my life. I'm saying this is a long-term thing. It's a long-term success, you know. So, but you know, like, so he saw, you know, my genuineness, like, and that it wasn't just in that one moment when I told him my age. It was throughout the entire conversation, guys. Like, I was being real with him. You know what I'm saying? I was being genuine. Like, I was being genuine with my intent of wanting to help him out. And he saw that, guys, and this is what he said to me. He was like, and he had told me, he was like, you know, I want the person that, whoever this person is that I choose to do my social media management and my marketing and stuff like that, like, I want this person to be, you know, not only my social media marketer for like the first month or two or whatever, but you know, someone that I'll work with for a very long time. Like, he was like, I want this to be a long-term relationship and stuff. And I told him, like, and I told him, you know, through that, I was like, that's my number one intention. Like, I was like, I don't want to be just your social media marketer. Like, I want to be your friend. I want to be there for you on your journey. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the marketing, outside of the management. Like, we're going to hustle for you. We're going to absolutely kill it for you and your brand, but we also want to be there for you for things outside of that, outside of the marketing and stuff like that, because I really feel like a friendship is even more valuable than any sort of social media marketing or anything like that, you know. So, but you know, we had told him, like, you know, we'll absolutely kill it for you, but we want the long-term relationship as well. And he was like, it's absolutely amazing. He was like, you know what's funny, man, like, you know, forget it all. Like, you know, would you do like a 1 week free trial with me, you know, just to see, just so I can see if we can work together and stuff. So he had asked us, you know, if we would do a free, you know, basically a free trial of 1 week of social media marketing for him. And I was like, you know, absolutely, we'll do it. You know, we'll do it 100%. But and then at the end of the conversation, it was so funny. He was like, you know, it's funny, man. Let's just do like 3 days. Like, I just want to see how we can work together and stuff like that. I don't even care if you get results or anything. Like, I just want to see how we work together, how we can kind of get it done in these 3 days. And I was like, that's absolutely amazing, my man. We'll absolutely kill it for you in these 3 days, and I hope we can use that, and I hope we can, you know, move forward with this as well. And I'd love to be able to work with you long term as well. And it's so funny, like, again, like, to reiterate this, like, he hadn't, like, he was probably on like 5 or 6 calls with other social media marketers and other people who do marketing. He chose me to do, you know, the free trial for him, the free, you know, 1 week trial, because he saw my genuineness, guys. He saw my realness. Like, the reason why I know that, like, I know that this will be the client. Like, I know that no matter, like, we're gonna absolutely kill it for him these next 3 days, and I just know, like, deep in my heart, like, you know, that this is gonna be a client. Like, this is gonna be someone that that we do marketing for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you this right now, like, even before the 3-day trial and whatnot. But, like, I really feel like the reason why, you know, we will get to that point, where we got to the point with this one, you know, with this one rapper, is simply because of how genuine we were, guys. It's like, and I wanted to document this, like, right after it happened, because I wanted to show you what being genuine and what being real truly does. And this applies to no matter what you are doing in life, no matter what dream it is, no matter if it's a business or a brand, or no matter what dream it is, guys. The people that you are selling to, the people that you are connecting with, you have to be real with them and genuine with them, or they will not care about anything that you're doing, and you will not stand out among anyone else, because they look at realness. They look at someone that they want to work with for not only a month, for a couple weeks. They want to see something that they can rely on. You know, and when you are genuine, you know what I'm saying, when you put it out there, you know what I'm saying, when you actually care, this is the biggest thing. When you actually have a raw intention of wanting to help them and wanting to impact them in some way, shape, or form, whether it's marketing or whether it's with a product, or whether it's some sort of service, whatever dream it is, guys, I'm telling you, if you have a real intent of wanting to help that one person out, they will do anything to want to work with you. They will want to work with you. They will want to buy into your product. They will want to buy into your service because of how genuine you are and because of how much you truly care about wanting to help them in their life and their dream and their passion and their journey. And that's exactly it, guys. It is as simple as that, my friends. Be genuine and real, and people will see through that. People will see your passion for wanting to help them out. They will see your true and real self, and they'll become so attached to that and that realness and that genuineness because you are willing to put yourself out there. You're willing to take the sacrifice of them not liking you and your real self to be able to show them, like, this is me. I just want to help you out in your journey. And if you're real with that, if you care less about the money and you care less about wanting to sell them, but you care more about just wanting to help them out in their lives with that one product or with that one service, guys, I mean, it's you have them in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Then your intention for wanting to help them out, they'll see that and they'll become so attached to it. So no matter what it is, guys, if you're selling someone an idea or you're trying to get connected to someone, guys, don't do it out of an intention of wanting to get something out of it. Do it out of intention to wanting to aid them, to impact them, to help them in their life. And indirectly and from that, they will want to do the same for you and yours as well. So I'm telling you guys right now, no matter who it is, no matter what person you're connecting with, no matter what person you're selling, don't sell them just to sell them. Sell them because you have a real intention of wanting to help them out. And they'll see that and they'll become attached to you and they'll want to work with you. They'll want to buy into your one thing. And guys, that is the biggest thing, like, and people, and this is interesting, guys, like people go into, phone calls, they'll go into sales thinking like, oh, I gotta be a salesman, right? I gotta be the stereotypical salesman, like, oh, like I gotta get right into it, I gotta front, I gotta, I gotta just be, the ideal salesman. So, but in reality, guys, like the best way to sell anything in your life, whether it's yourself, a product, a service, no matter what it is, the best way to sell that one thing is to have a raw want and desire and intent to help them out with that one service or with that one product, guys, or with that one thing that you're trying to do for them. So be real, be genuine, guys, and I'm telling you, you will be able to sell anything in your life. So guys, I just want to say, that is just so huge, and I just wanted to share this experience with you guys because I know, that is the only reason why that just happened right now. The reason why I just got off that phone call, the reason why I have this 3-day trial, the reason why he trusts me and my services and what I do, is because of how genuine I was. And I wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you guys can translate that into your own lives because I know how much it will impact you guys because of how much it has impacted me in my own life. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Guys, just keep loving the process, and I will see you guys later. Bye.